Hello, boys and girls. Guess what time it is? It's reading time. Are you ready? And today we are reading this book, Martin Luther King Jr. and the March on Washington. Look at the picture, boys and girls. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Good job. August 28, 1963. It is a hot summer day in Washington, D.C. More than 250,000 people are pouring into the city. They have come by plane, by train, by car, and by bus. Boys and girls, why are the people pouring into the city? Let's predict. Good job. Look at the picture. What is happening? Good job. Some people have walked all the way to Washington from New York City. That's more than 230 miles. One man has roller skated from Chicago. It has taken him 11 days. Look at the picture, boys and girls. By late morning, a crowd has gathered at one end of a long, narrow pool. Nearby is the Lincoln Memorial with its statue of Abraham Lincoln. Why are so many people here at this place on this day? What do you notice, boys and girls? Good job. And that is why people are in Washington today. They have come to protest. They will speak out against something they think is wrong. Look at the picture, boys and girls. In the South and in some other states, there are laws to keep black people and white people apart. Black people cannot eat in many restaurants or stay in many hotels. In movie theaters, they must enter by separate doors and sit way up in the balcony. On public buses, they have to take seats in the back. Look at the picture, boys and girls. What do you notice? Good job. There are signs that say for whites only. Even water fountains say white or colored. Which of these fountains look nicer to you? Thank you for sharing, boys and girls. Black people and many white people want things to change. It is time for a change. It is past time for a change. In the crowd are some grandchildren and great-grandchildren of slaves. Many of these people have been part of protests before. Look at the picture, boys and girls. What do you notice? What do you wonder? There have been sit-ins in many cities. At sit-ins, black people take seats in white-only restaurants or theaters, and they refuse to leave. Often they are dragged out. Sometimes they are put in jail. There have been protest marches in many southern cities and towns. People hold signs, they sing songs. But what if everyone got together in one place to protest? That is the idea of two black leaders named A. Philip Randolph and Bayard Rustin. They pick Washington, D.C. as the place. It is the nation's capital. It is where laws are made. So, on August 28, 1963, at 11:30 a.m., the March on Washington begins. The crowd marches to the Lincoln Memorial. Do you see the crowd, boys and girls? As they walk, the people sing, "We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday." Later, there are many speakers. They stand on the steps of the memorial, in front of Lincoln's statue. Each person talks about freedom. The marchers sit on the grass and listen. They know that today history is being made. By noon, the sun is very hot. Some people take off their shoes and cool their feet in the pool. Bag lunches are sold. Each one has a cheese sandwich, an apple, and a slice of pound cake, all for 50 cents. Can you buy all of that for 50 cents now, boys and girls? A cheese sandwich, an apple, a slice of pound cake, all for 50 cents. Look at the picture, boys and girls. What's happening now? Good job. The high point of the day comes at 3 o'clock. The crowd grows quiet. A young black man takes the stage. He looks at the crowd. There are people as far as he can see. He has grown up in Georgia. He knows all about what it is like to be a black person in the South. Dr. King is a man of peace, but he is also a fighter. He doesn't use his fists or weapons, he uses words. In the South, Dr. King has led many other protests. One was a march in Georgia. Another was a protest against a bus company in Alabama. He has been put in jail many times. There are threats against his life. Some people want him dead. But that does not stop him. Today in Washington, Dr. King speaks words of hope. His speech is about his dream for a better world. He says, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin. He hopes that people will see all children for who they are and for the things they do in their lives. It is his dream that one day little black boys and little black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and girls. Dr. King speaks for 16 minutes and 20 seconds. His voice rises and falls. The crowd leans forward. They want to hear every word. 9 times Dr. King says, "I have a dream." When Dr. King finishes, there is silence. Then 250,000 people start to clap and to cheer. Some people are so moved by his words, they cry. People all around the world watch Martin Luther King Jr. on TV. So does President John F. Kennedy. By early evening, people start back to their cars, to the buses and to the trains and planes. It is time to go home. The march has ended. But that is not the end of the story. 1 year later, a law is passed. It is called the Civil Rights Act of 1964. From now on, there cannot be restaurants for whites only. There cannot be separate seating for black people and white people in public place. People cannot be kept apart just because of their skin color. Look at the picture, boys and girls. What do you notice? What do you wonder? Good job. It does not change everything, but it is a beginning. And the power of words, the words of Dr. King and others, changes the law of the land. Changes the law of the land. Now, boys and girls, we will be identifying key details from this text, and we will be talking about the main idea of this text. What is this text mostly about? Thank you for listening, boys and girls. See you next time, and remember to read, and read some more.